3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 19th, 2018. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday. Market moved a little bit earlier today, and it stopped pretty quickly. And we're kind of just chilling. I want to do a video. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about Litecoin. Some important things. I want to jump right into it. And I don't want to take too much time talking about this first point, but I think it's foundational to where we are right now. And let's just jump in and talk about it. I'm on the weekly on Bitcoin, and you can see right now my amazing art, whether on the stock RSI down here or the chart, you see a door. Because I believe we're about to enter, or we are entering into a doorway where your decision is very important right now. On the upside, on the downside. And I don't want to talk about this too long. I don't want to bore you. I want to get into the charts a little bit, but we've had months of consolidation, months of unknown, and we still are in unknown. We don't know what's going to happen right now. Bulls certainly need to step in. We need volume in order to enter the doorway of a bullish market. However, it's just as realistic that right now we are getting ready to enter the doorway to a bearish market. And I mean a longer term bearish market where the summer is not going to be a very fun summer. Maybe the rest of 2018, not very fun. Now, both scenarios are completely in play right now. We're positioned very nicely for a bullish bounce and a continued uptrend. I want to throw that out there. But my point of the doorway is this. We're entering a doorway of unknown. We're going to go up or down. No, I think everybody knows that, but nobody can sit here and tell you what we're going to do. So in order to best prepare and anticipate, we should look at both options and look at our portfolios and say, if we enter a bullish market right now, am I happy with my position? Am I comfortable with it? If we enter a bearish market right now, am I happy with my position? Am I comfortable with it? And get comfortable with either scenario with your position right now. Don't try and guess what's going to happen. Don't get emotional about how you're invested in the market right now. Look at it objectively from an upside and a downside. Get in what you want to get in, get out what you want to get out, and just kind of be ready as we enter into this doorway. Because right now we're well positioned for either or. We're oversold on the weekly. You can see it on Bitcoin. And if we don't bounce here after all of this consolidation at the bottom of this triangle, if the bulls don't step in here, if we don't see volume and we don't bounce back up and start, and I'm going to go to the daily and start approaching this 50 and this 200 EMA, which is, for Bitcoin, it's right around that 8,000 to 8,500 range. If we don't start approaching that and turning this 50 EMA back above the 200 EMA, if we don't see that cross soon, this is not going to be good. This would be a doorway into a bearish market. Be prepared for that. However, again, we are well positioned for a bullish uptrend, continued uptrend in the market. So you can zoom out on Bitcoin charts right now on the weekly and just look at it. I mean, it would really make sense, and there would be a ton of synergy if we did actually continue back up for one of these, right? So it's happened. It's kind of followed this pattern. We've had a consolidation, but now is the time. And along with that, it's time to prepare. That's Bitcoin. You can kind of see a beautiful representation on the weekly and even on the daily. So right now at this third bottom here, we definitely need this volume to kick in. We've seen a little bit, but not enough to get us to go where we need to go. So let's hop over to Litecoin a little bit and check that out. Litecoin, I have a little bit more things going on just because this falling wedge that we have on the screen, no longer really a triangle. It really does paint a nice picture. So same thing. You can put a little doorway here on Litecoin as well. We're way oversold on the weekly. We're well positioned for a bounce, but if we do get a bounce, it doesn't mean we're completely out of the woods. Even if we get a bounce to like 130, we can go over to the daily. I've been tweeting about this a little bit. For a bounce, what we really need to do is basically we need to retest these areas, same as Bitcoin, right? That 50 and that 200 EMA, which is also the top of this wedge, this downtrend. We need to really test and break through above these things. We can't bounce off, because a bounce off is just going to set us up for a revisit back to the bottom of the triangle, setting new lows in the 80s or below. So what we need to do is we need to we need volume to step in along with Bitcoin volume. We need to approach that 50. A 50 cross above the 200, this pink line, would be extremely bullish if Litecoin can get back up there and break through around $137 is my area. Obviously, we're at $98 right now. It seems like a long way to go. You know how things can change very quickly in this market. So along with that happening, I just kind of want to paint for you on the daily. We have Litecoin on the RSI under that 40 line, but approaching back up. I think now is the time for Litecoin to really make a move and get above that 40 if we want to see anything bullish happen. So let's see what happens over the next day. Obviously, as I upload this video, we're going to start moving, right? Because that's what always happens. I'm calling it right now. Please, let's do it. So let's go to the 4 hour just to kind of finish this up, wrap it up. I didn't want to make this video very long. Wanted to get straight to the point. Look out what we're looking for. I mean, we can talk about it for hours if we want, but there's really no point. I think it's way more important to remind you all to be prepared for either way. But right now, again, you can see on the 4 hour chart a really nice picture of how well positioned we are for a move up. So a move up, again, would be testing first, and I tweeted about this, right in this area at the top of this wedge on the 4 hour is the 200 and the 50 EMA. Would be testing that in that like 110 to 115 area. So that's kind of that first step for Litecoin in terms of bullish momentum to break up to really where it needs to be. And then really long term, if we do break up to where we need to be, if we break that 137 area on the daily that I talked about, the next thing that we'd be talking about is probably even more important if we made it up there, that 118, which is that previous lower high in this long-term wedge that we kind of have, this falling wedge. So a lot going on. The markets are, I mean, you can just see it, whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, wherever you are, you can see there are a lot of people waiting on the sidelines. A lot of people are just kind of like, what is going to happen here? A lot less bullishness going on. What I like is, you know me, I'm long-term bullish. So even if we continue this downward trend in this wedge, even if we hit $80, $70, it feels good to know my position. My position is long-term bullish. I'm talking years bullish. I'm really not worried about it. It's fun to track. But right now we're entering that doorway, and only time will tell. But I think we're getting close to getting some answers on what's going to happen. So, and there it is. There's the doorway on the stock RSI, on the daily chart, actually the weekly chart of Bitcoin. So let's see. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen when we enter through this doorway? I'm just trying to be illustrative with my art. I thought it made sense. That's what it feels like. It feels like we're getting ready to enter a door. We don't know what's behind it. Let me know your thoughts. Are you buying? Are you selling? How are you feeling? I know a lot of you are bullish still. Completely good reason to be bullish. The charts are lining up nicely, even from a technical analysis standpoint. We are well positioned for a breakout up. Let's just see how much volume, how much momentum, how far up we can go. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the channel. As always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.